Back at the 2012 KOTESOL National Conference, these are quiet times as the first concurrent sessions are in place. But fortunately, the guy at the table at the end of this row said, "Hey, I'll talk to you." So who is this guy at the end of the table?
My name's Jay Riley. I'm originally from Long Island, New York, and I'm a teacher at Daegu Day here in Korea. And today I'm representing Hamline University.
Why are you representing them? Why do they want representation here?
They are the university where I did my master's in ESL, and they're hoping to raise awareness about the master's in ESL here in Korea. And they asked me if I would come to the conference and distribute materials for them. So,
I'm sorry, tell me the name of this university again?
Hamline.
I have not heard of that.
It's a small school in St. Paul, Minnesota.
All right. And you just completed your master's?
Yep, I just finished my MA in ESL in December 2011. Did the whole degree online. And yeah, it was really good. I liked it a lot. Good experience.
All right, now, I'm a big believer in online learning, but some people aren't, and they say, "Oh, online, that's not like a real master's." What do you say to that?
I definitely had a lot of people I've heard the same thing several times. This was my third master's degree. You must be really good at it by now. I did my first degree in residence on campus, and I did my second degree online, and then I did this degree online as well. And to me, there was really no difference in terms of what I got out of the program. I learned a lot at Hamline. I think if you're willing to work hard and you're interested in what you're studying, then you can get as much out of the online program as you can on campus.
What were your first two masters in?
I have an MBA, Master's in Business, and I have a Master's in Accounting.
So what personal path led you from MBA in Accounting to ESL and teaching here in Korea?
After I finished grad school, I was working in a bank, and I did that for about 6 months, and my head was going to explode. I hated what I was doing. I used to come home from work, and I used to say, "No one talk to me for at least an hour." And I started doing volunteer tutoring first graders in reading, and I loved it. I thought, wow, this is, at the time I was 27 years old. I said, if I wasn't so old, I would do this as a career. And my parents said, well, you can...
I'm sorry, you said if I wasn't so old?
Yeah.
At 27, yeah.
I thought it was too late to change careers, and my folks said, you've got 30-plus years to go to work every day. So, I went back to school and taught in public schools for a bit and did ESL in Bali, and then came here to Korea, taught in the public schools here for 2 years, and moved into Daegu Day this semester.
So you've been here 2+ years?
About 2.5 years. Yeah, I like it.
All right. So how has the Masters... What did you learn from it? What are your big takeaways? How has it affected your teaching?
Oh, that's a good question. For me, I went into the program with real limited knowledge of ESL, theory and pedagogy, and actually I had to write a paper for admission to the program, and it had to be on a topic related to second language learning, and I did factors affecting second language acquisition. And after I graduated, I went back and I read that paper, and it was kind of an eye-opener, like, wow, how far I've come.
I was really making it up.
Yeah, I really didn't know anything back then. But
where did your focus evolve throughout the program?
Our program includes a thesis. So I had to do, I could do it on any topic I wanted. So even when I was in the public schools, I enjoyed teaching writing. So I wanted to do something on second language writing. So I did it based on contrastive rhetoric theory. I got to design my own language course and teach it to some of my students, and it was great. I loved it. So
what's your angle in teaching writing? What advice do you have for those?
My research was based on the cultural differences that manifest themselves in students' writing, both here in Korea and in the West. Whereas students in America and people in America in general tend to be more direct in how they express themselves. Koreans tend to be more reserved and more indirect, and I think that shows in students' writing. Like if you're looking at expository writing, students tend not to include a thesis statement, not to strongly state their opinion, or if they do, they kind of come to the point very late in the paper, and it's very subtle. So I tried to just to make my students aware that those cultural differences do exist. It's not that one way is right and another way is wrong, but that when you're writing for an English-speaking audience, this is what's deemed appropriate. And when you're writing for a Korean audience, the way that's more common to them would be viewed as appropriate. And we tried to teach them the rhetorical features that go along with that. And it was a successful research project, and the kids had a good time too, so they really liked it.
That is a really interesting part of teaching here in Korea is the different approach to writing, the different structure, the different logical processes or lack thereof. How's your Korean language skill?
조금.
Okay.
I can ask for the
So you're not writing any essays yet?
No, I can ask for the hwajangshil and some mekju. That's about it.
I know some Korean speakers have, after either studying overseas for a while or living overseas for a while in an English-speaking environment, have come back and it's almost harder for them to write in Korean. They get used to a certain process of English writing, and Korean somehow it's harder to say what they want to say sometimes.
Oh, yeah. Some of the research that I did, and I relied a lot on the writing that Korean graduate students have done, people who've gone to the States to do their PhD, and they said in terms of the rhetorical features of writing, really they learned how to write when they went to America. And it was a learning curve or an adjustment period. It took them some time to really learn what's expected and how to produce the type of work that their professors are looking for.
So now that you are a triple master, does that make you like an ESL black belt or something? I don't know. What's got your attention? What are you focused on? Where do you want to spend your time?
Well, this is my first semester in the university, and I was just really fortunate. I found a great university, and I work with great people. I've got a great boss, and I've got great students too, and I'm just really, really happy to be where I am right now. I'd like to go on and study for my doctorate at some point.
Sure you don't want another master's?
I think we've rode that one as far as it's going to go. But I'd like to do my PhD at some point. But I think for right now, I just kind of want to enjoy teaching, and like I said, I'm really happy where I am. So it's good.
All right. Any final pitch you want to make for the university, the Big H?
For the Big H, yes, the Big H. Just for me, I enjoyed being there. Certainly I got a lot out of the program, and the price was right, too.
Speaking of which, how much would one expect to pay for a master's degree?
The total cost of my degree was just over $13,000. Between 13 and 14K. And because it's an American school, even though it's a distance program, you're still eligible for student loans. So, so...
Great, more debt.
Yeah, well worth it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. I wanted to ask a follow-up on the technical aspects involved in the program. What learning management system do you use? Was there any synchronous component to studying?
Mm-hmm. There is. The classes are organized through Blackboard, which is really user-friendly, really easy to navigate. There is a synchronous component to some classes. They use what's called Illuminate Live software, which is it's a video
now known as Blackboard Collaborate.
Yes, that's right. They were changing it when I was leaving, and some classes do have that synchronous component. Which for me in Korea, I had some mornings where I was getting up and I was online at like 6 a.m. For some of my classes, sometimes earlier. But usually your professors will work with you if there's a crazy time difference. I was never online at like 2 or 3 a.m. But they are helpful. You do get a lot out of that. And we also use Wikispaces for a lot of the work, which is asynchronous. But
you have your own Wikispace for the
for each course,
program?
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And that's up to each professor as to whether or not they want to use that. But We did that for a lot of discussion work, and yeah, it was really good. I liked it.
Well, things are starting to pick up. I think the sessions are going to let out soon, so I'll let you go back to your table. But thank you very much. Best of luck.
Take it easy.